Hi guys, welcome to HR Fundas and I am Disha. Today we are going to discuss another important topic, and that is the mistakes that the interviewers make while conducting the interview. So we are going to discuss 5 such mistakes that the interviewers conduct. So before getting into the mistakes, there are certain responsibilities or certain practices that all interviewers must follow. The first one is that you should keep your calendar and your mind free. You should just stay away from all the distractions. It could be other meetings lined up, it could be your team members, it could be your boss, it could be another event going on. So keep your mind free of all that clutter till the time you are meeting the candidate. Only then you will be able to focus properly on the candidate. Now, be mindful of the effort that the candidate has undertaken to meet you to come for this interview. This interview means a lot for the candidate. So, please give him his due, give him a proper listening, and give him your full attention. Also, give him a proper chance to showcase his talent, his job knowledge, and his suitability for the position. So let's get started with the 5 things that the interviewers may be doing wrong. Now, the first one is putting the candidates through a stressful situation to see if they can cope with the stress of the day to day lives. So, my question is why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want a candidate to believe that working with you or working in your department or working in your organization is a stressful process? Why would you want them to live with the horror of or the fear that from now onwards my life is going to be very, very stressful? Why would you want to do that? Rather than that, is it not important or is it not better that you sit with your team, you brainstorm where the problem lies, and you try to correct the problem? You try to set things right so that everybody can have a peaceful life. And when you will do this brainstorming exercise with your team, you will realize that it is just one person or one process which is making the entire process chaotic, which is making the lives of all the employees miserable. So rather than expecting the employees or the new candidates to cope with the stress that you have to offer, please brainstorm, please think of ideas how you can streamline the day-to-day activities or day-to-day functioning in your department. Now, the next one is highlight the candidate's knowledge gap. So many times when we interview the candidates, we think that, oh, all right, he knows A, B, C, D, E. However, he does not know G and H. Now, that can be a very big problem. So, what you need to understand is that right now the candidate is not working for you. Wherever he is working, he is performing his best because that is what is expected from him. Maybe he has not never been given those responsibilities which you are expecting from him. And if he has been able to do A, B, C, D, E, maybe he will do G and H as well. Or maybe there is something bigger that he can do. It's just that he has never been given an opportunity to do that. So rather than shutting him down that, okay, fine, you have never done this, I think it's a good idea to rate him on what he's actually doing rather than striking his candidature off just because he's not doing something that you would want him to do. So even if he is a 80% match to your job description, you should give him the chance, and the rest of the 20% he can be trained. You just have to ensure that the person is trainable and that he will be able to shoulder the additional responsibilities. Now, the third one is that the interview starts focusing more on collecting industry information rather than interviewing the candidate. So, although he's asking more and more questions, however, it is completely restricted to just understanding how the competitor, which in this case is this candidate's company, working. So it is a good idea. It is good that you want to stay updated with the competition. You want to know where the competition is headed, what they're doing, how do they follow their processes. But Don't let it hamper the candidate's interview. You take as much information as you want, but that can be done once you are finished with the interview, so that you can focus on the candidate first, and then maybe once you're done with all the questions, once you're done with the interview process, you can just say, hey, I just wanted you to answer a couple more questions, just want to understand how you all function. I think that is a better way of interviewing the candidate and yet gathering your information, rather than just making this entire exercise about information gathering about your competitor. So please don't do that, because this you will be doing at the cost of missing out on a good candidate, because you will not be able to judge where the candidate stands. You are so lost in just gathering the information. Okay, now the fourth one is evaluating candidates' current processes. Okay, so see, now every organization has a different style of working, every manager has a different style of working, every team member has a different style of working, and every company has different SOPs. So currently what the candidate is doing is just following the SOPs that have been given to him by his manager or by his current company. So he is working as per the standards set by the company. Now if you want him to work in a certain manner in your organization, then he will work the way you want him to do. Just because that company follows some other rules and regulations or some other policies, please do not bring it out on the candidate that this is not the right way of doing it, this is not how we do it. You should just tell the candidate that we do not work like this, and you will have to change your processes once you join us. So you should just ensure that the candidate is flexible and is ready to adapt to the work atmosphere that you are going to give him, or the policies that you are going to ask him to follow. Now, the fifth one and the last one is that the interviewer has preconceived notions about the candidate or his candidature. So what happens is, when the interviewer reads the resume of the candidate, he has already made up his mind that this is how I think the candidate will be, because he comes from so and so company, or he comes from this industry, or I know the manager, so I know how his team can be. So he has already made up his mind, and throughout the process he is just judging the candidate to validate his own perceptions. Now this can be very, very wrong, because if the interviewer thinks that that the candidate has come from a smaller organization, and hence he would not really have a big exposure, he would not really be a fit for our organization because we are bigger. Or maybe if the candidate comes from a bigger organization and yours is a startup, or yours is a smaller organization, and again the interviewer thinks that no, you will not fit into our job description because you have worked with a brand where everything is set, ours is a haphazard process. So both the ways, it is not good to analyze the candidate like that. So if throughout the candidate you are only collecting points to justify what you already have in your mind, you will end up hiring the wrong candidate in both the cases. So the best thing that you can do is give the candidate a good chance to explain his candidature, to let you know why he is the best fit for the job, to give him examples of what he has already done and what kind of situations has he already handled, what is the knowledge that he has, and what are the skill sets that he has. So that will be a good chance for the candidate to explain himself. Keep your mind open, as I've already mentioned. Imbibe all the information that the candidate is giving you, and then you should make a decision whether the employee is good or bad for the organization. So I hope you would have liked these tips. These are certain things that we come across on a day-to-day basis, but these things need to be corrected. Only then we will be able to hire good candidates. So do let me know which ones have you come across. Do share your feedback with me. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.